All right, guys, I bought yet another vehicle. This is the kind of the debut on the channel. The 1998 BMW 528i. It's a mess right now, but there's a reason for that. I'll get to that in a second. But really good interior. The exterior isn't amazing, but I'll do a full video on this car later. But it's pretty decent condition overall. 150,000 miles on it. Now, what I wanted to make this video about was how to replace the gauge cluster. I had just barely replaced it. I found this one that's now in the car in the junkyard. There's the original one. I mean, through junkyards, any of these cars are pretty easy to find in the junkyard. They're, easily accessible, so that's a nice plus, and that's part of the reason I bought the car. And these gauge clusters, I think, are like $25 to $30, so very reasonable. I'll run you through the steps that you need to take out your gauge cluster and everything. Mine might be causing a parasitic draw, so that's why I'm pulling mine out. But it might have also been causing a few other issues. I also have an ABS light on when it shouldn't be on, and some other stuff like that. So basically what we got going on here is very first thing you do is pull off these trim pieces. Now, these trim pieces are very delicate, and this one was already cracked. They're almost all cracked. But I mean, it's pretty sweet, good quality, metal backing with really nice wood. And there might even be, it's burl wood, I believe. But yeah, very cool wood. The way that you take it off, I would recommend opening the door and then getting a teeny little flathead under there, or something just thin, doesn't have a big head, and you can pry it out ever so slightly and gently on the side, and you should be okay. Just pull it out just enough to where you can get your fingers on it, and then pull it with your hand the rest of the way, and make sure that you don't mess these up, because those can be messed up easily. But they're pretty easy to pull out. You just got to be very careful with it, and you got to take your time. They'll only take like 20 seconds if you do take your time, so why not, right? Anyways, you pull those out, and then there's going to be well, actually on this, there's 3 screws. Now, these almost always are broken around with the gauge cluster surround, which honestly, they aren't even like necessary. This is broken and it doesn't look like it, but there's a gap right there. And the main thing that holds it up is just, simply resting against the bottom and then having the screws in the top. Now, the screws themselves are not regular screws. They are going to be little Torx bits, just like that. And sorry if it's not, here, let's see if we can, yep, just like that. That's what we're looking at. And I'm trying to see here if I know what size it would be. It doesn't say what size, unfortunately, but it's going to be the smallest size on my set. I have a full DeWalt toolkit, and it's going to be the smallest size there is, so just keep that in mind. Teeny little guy. Teeny little guy. Anyways, you've got 2 of those on the surround. Now you'll pull the 3 screws at the bottom out, and then you'll pull the 2 at the top. Now, this one you will actually need to pull out as well. Sorry, I forgot about that. But I actually left it out on this one. It's very, very hard to access with this screwdriver. The only way that I could get it to pull out was by actually grabbing some pliers, putting that bit in there, and then just turning it, and it worked well enough, I guess. But I just decided to leave it out because it's unnecessary. You got the 2 in there, and the rest of it, I mean, it's just a cosmetic piece, so it's not a huge deal. Now, these 2, you'll pull these out, and then the 3rd one. Now, when you pull that surround out, I recommend opening the door, letting it slide out that way, and then there's going to be 2 connections here, one right there, one right there. Pull those out just with your hand. They're simple, and just one right here. And then just slide it out that way. Once you have everything disconnected, set to the side. Now you'll be into the gauge cluster. And I'm sorry I'm not, actually doing this in front of you, but it's just hard when you're a one-man crew filming and doing it at the same time. It's just a hard thing to do. So I'm just giving a synopsis of what's going on. when you get into the gauge cluster, it's only going to be held on by screws at the top. There are no screws at the bottom. There's going to be 2 screws, one right there and one right there, or close around that spot, that are underneath this cover. Don't get confused with these screws. They are underneath it. Now, there won't be the middle one because the middle one you've already taken out. And then after that point, you can pull it out. There's 2 plugs, one on this side, one on this side. And they're an interesting deal. There's a little, like, plastic, I don't know, like a, I don't know, tab, that's the word for it. A little plastic tab that you'll push in, and then you'll pull the thing down. And then it'll basically rotate, and then you can pull them out super easily, and you'll do that for both of them. You just need to make sure to push that tab in first, hold it down, and then pull it. Only 2 of them. Pull that out, let it slide out, and you're good to go. And then you just do that process in reverse to put it back in. With these trim pieces, let's see if I can put this in on camera. You got to make sure to line it up correctly so it's on the right side. Let me see if I can put it on wide angle so it's easier. So it looks like with this one, it's going to go like this. So just make sure it's in here. Oh, it's so much easier with one hand. Annoying. That's okay. I'll just push it in. Just like so. Maybe it's supposed to go the other way because it doesn't seem to be covering that up as much. Interesting. This one is going to be like so. We'll open the door up here. Let's see what it looks like when I've got this one in and see if that one is supposed to be the other way around. Okay, yeah, it seems like that one's supposed to be the other way around because this one is way more flush. And even with it, you know, messed up like that, I feel like it should cover more. But yeah, that's that's what we've got going on there. That's how you do the gauge cluster in your E39. This is the exact same way for all gauge clusters in every single E39. There might be slight differences, but I honestly doubt it. This is a 1998. Right here, you know, obviously you've got the steering wheel adjustment. Make sure it goes all the way down so you get just easy access in there. But let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'd be more than willing to answer them. And everybody, thanks for watching this video. Have a great night or a great day.